Well, now I understand why I wasn't allowed to see what the poll was before the results were in. This entire thing was rigged. What kind of terrible person would even do such a thing? But obviously this does not count. Everyone knows I do not sleep with a dolly. That would make me a pretty pathetic nameless god's incarnation, now wouldn't it? So I suggest that we completely ban having more polls, right? Okay. So, instead of having a poll this week, let's see, yes! Here's a personality quiz that you can take to see what your magical bias would be. And that means what your main element would be if you lived in this world. So there will be a link to that in the description below. And don't you dare give me another rigged poll again.
Hello, welcome to the 45th installment of Ask DarkRevolution, where you get to ask the characters various questions, and they just might answer you. This first question is from Starfur, who has a general question for the characters. For anyone, how do you hunt? Since people can turn into animals, do you have a way to tell?
Well, usually there's a visible difference when looking at the eyes of a Fyera and the eyes of a feral animal. A feral animal's eyes will be more, feral. Although, sometimes when looking at someone from far away, it is possible to mistake them for a feral animal if they're too far for the eyes to be visible, or if they're acting a bit more like you would expect a wild animal to act. But luckily for everyone, herbivores and other prey animals are much more rare to find in Fyera.
And this next question comes from I Eat Bleach, who asks, to anybody, do you know how to change to your feral form immediately, or do you have to learn how?
Well, almost all Fyera are born in their human form, as that form is the safer form for the mother to give birth in. But regardless of which form a Fyera was born in, they will not be able to transform to the other form for the first 2 or 3 years of their life. Of course, some of us have a harder time transforming than others. My brother Mayon, well, he took until he was about 5 or 6 to even be able to pull off a transformation at all. But learning to transform is usually more of an instinctive thing for us, just like a bird learns how to fly.
And that will be the end of this week's questions. If you have a question for any of the characters, please leave them in the comments section below. And next week's edition of this Ask DarkRevolution mini-series is also available on my Patreon to anyone who pledges $5 or more a month. I also post other things there, such as animations and the comic version of DarkRevolution, which of course does not replace the animated version, as its entire purpose is just to help me animate faster. And that comic is also available on my DeviantArt and Tapas pages, where it updates every Friday. And I want to give a special thank you and shout out to everyone who helps to support me on Patreon, as it really does help out. You guys are awesome. Anyway, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and click that little bell icon if you want to get a notification of whenever I upload a new video. Anyway, thanks again, and I will see you in the next video.